Here's more wrestling news for August 6, 2022, and we're kicking off this afternoon with WWE. And when Vince McMahon was running things, the billionaire had a specific list of words that were never meant to be uttered on TV. Since his retirement, though, a lot has changed in the company, and now some of those banned terms could soon be regular occurrences on Raw or SmackDown. That's according to Dave Meltzer, who reports that WWE's co-CEOs Stephanie McMahon and Nick Khan are open to using terms such as wrestler and wrestling. This attitude is also shared by WWE's head of creative and head of talent relations, Triple H, though it's believed WWE will still use the term superstar for branding purposes. WWE wrestlers have been instructed that they must get proper authorization backstage before using either term on screen, but it's unclear who exactly they'll need to speak to. The report adds that wrestler and wrestling are no longer considered, quote, dirty words, and that everyone backstage is thrilled by the new policy. While WWE still has a long list of banned words, the fact that these two terms are no longer banned is a huge deal, as WrestleMania will no longer be the only time WWE fans get to hear the all-important WWE word on TV. Over the past week, it's been reported that Sasha Banks could be on her way back to WWE, despite her and Naomi's walkout on the May 16th Raw. The pair's issues with WWE were mostly with Vince McMahon, but with the billionaire now gone and Triple H and Stephanie McMahon running the show, it won't be long until fans see the boss again. According to sources, the idea is for Banks to return as soon as next week's Raw, which will also mark the start of a tournament to crown the new WWE Women's Tag Team Champions after Banks and Naomi were stripped of the gold in May. One idea being thrown around is for Banks to appear through the crowd, blurring the lines of kayfabe and reality, and hold the show hostage until she can speak to Adam Pearce. The name Scott Hall has been thrown around backstage, referencing the late Hall of Famer's invasion of WCW in 1996 that would kick off the New World Order. As for Naomi, it's believed that she would join Banks in due time, much like Kevin Nash did with Hall over 25 years ago. A huge star in wrestling and growing her media career thanks to her work in The Mandalorian, WWE definitely didn't want to see Banks join AEW, and we can expect the boss to be back very soon and in the women's tag title picture. In June, Logan Paul signed a lucrative contract with WWE, bringing his substantial fan base with him. Paul's first match since signing came at last weekend's SummerSlam, where he defeated The Miz, but it'll be a long time before we next see him compete in a WWE ring. Earlier this week, Paul announced a return to boxing and that he has plans for at least one fight this December, leading to questions about his WWE schedule. In the latest Wrestling Observer newsletter, it's written that Paul won't be doing WWE again soon, as his sole focus right now is on the December fight. With a contract signed with WWE, Paul will wrestle again for the company one day, but don't expect the popular YouTuber to be facing any superstars for the rest of the year. One name who's worked with Paul is Sami Zayn, who was in a frustrating position on this week's SmackDown. Zayn wanted to speak with Roman Reigns, but instead, the Usos had him running around doing petty jobs rather than get a chance to talk to the tribal chief. When Zayn accomplished his errands, he was met with more hostility, and while the Canadian wrestler knows he is being used, the straw is yet to break his back. Zayn is still trying to win over the bloodline, but don't be surprised to see Zayn organically turn face due to his work with the group. Not only is Sami a great wrestler, but he is a fantastically versatile character, able to be utilized in so many ways. His current angle as an honorary member of the bloodline has been incredibly entertaining, and he continues to play the perfect foil to the Usos. While this is likely setting up a face turn for Zayn, that doesn't matter too much, as no matter what role he ends up in, the former Intercontinental Champion will thrive. Zayn excelled as usual on SmackDown, but Pat McAfee had a strange night as he continued to take shots at Happy Corbin. Corbin was nothing short of a laughingstock on SmackDown, and one of those laughing superstars, Ricochet, would go on to defeat Corbin in the opener. It was bizarre of WWE to tease continuing the McAfee-Corbin story after their SummerSlam match, and given Pat's part-time wrestler status, he really shouldn't be in the ring for a good while. SmackDown also saw Shinsuke Nakamura get another win over Ludwig Kaiser, earning himself an Intercontinental Championship match against Gunther. This has been a solid feud between the former and current Intercontinental Champions, and we're expecting an underrated classic between the two. We don't see Nakamura dethroning Gunther as his reign is still relatively new, but the Austrian powerhouse and Japanese legend could blow fans away with their hard-hitting strikes. Although Shinsuke deserves better than being mere fodder for Gunther, there's no doubt that he will give his usual effort. There should be a lot of fireworks when these two collide. In June, Dewey Foley, the son of Mick Foley, left WWE, bringing an end to his years working as a writer for the promotion. Dewey's most prolific work was as part of NXT and 205 Live, and when the latter was shut down, the young writer called it a slap in the face. Now Mick Foley has weighed in on his son's departure from WWE, and during his Foley is Pod show, the hardcore legend had nothing but praise. He would be a really valuable guy to have when writing promos. I know I'm his dad and everyone thinks highly of their child, but I'm going on what people have told me. They really like him, and I just wanted to say what a great job he did. If this is the end of his wrestling run, it's a really great run. Mick added that he doesn't know what's next for his son, but is immensely proud of everything Dewey accomplished in his 7 years with the company. Whatever Dewey does next, he'll have his father and his family's support, and after 7 years with WWE, we're sure there's plenty of promotions who'd benefit from having the younger Foley around. We've got news from Aiden English now, as the former vaudevillain has made a big announcement about his career. In a recent tweet, the former WWE superstar confirmed that he'll not be taking bookings as a wrestler anymore, saying he's not sure he feels like he belongs in the ring anymore. English added that despite this feeling, he still loves having a mic and is open to bookings regarding commentary or any other voice work. Since his release from WWE, English has honed his commentary skills with Impact Wrestling, but we may soon be hearing his unique voice elsewhere, just not as a wrestler. And we're ending today with news from the world of film, as several WWE main event superstars have found success in movies, including The Rock, Batista, and John Cena. These stars of the silver screen only made it after establishing themselves in the ring, but one relatively new superstar isn't waiting that long. That superstar is NXT 2.0's Sanga, who will star in the upcoming Bollywood film Brahmastra Part 1 Shiva, which is scheduled for a September 9th release. The movie will be distributed by Star Studios in India and Walt Disney Studios Motion Pictures worldwide, and Sanga has hinted that he will be playing a negative character in the film. This isn't the first time Sanga has flexed his acting chops, as he was in Mahabharat from 2013 to 2014, but this new project will mark his feature film debut. Sanga's last televised match was on the July 12th NXT, where he got the win over Duke Hudson, but fans will get to see even more of the Indian powerhouse next month. Well guys, that's our news for today. Please share your comments below. Also hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell icon to receive all notifications. And as always, thanks for watching.